Unit 8. Tape script 8.1. Susan Magdalene Boyle.
Susan Magdalene Boyle, born 1961, is a singer from a small town in Scotland who became internationally famous after appearing on the TV programme Britain's Got Talent, where she sang I Dreamed a Dream from the musical Les Miserables. Susan, whose father Patrick was a miner, was the youngest of 8 children in a musical family. When at school, she was diagnosed with learning difficulties and was often the target of bullies who called her Simple Susan. However, she began singing in school productions, and both her teachers and her mother, Bridget, recognizing her talent, encouraged her to perform in singing competitions, which she did for many years. In 2007, her beloved mother died, and Susan stopped singing. She stayed at home with her cat, Pebbles, for 2 years, until finally she was persuaded to enter Britain's Got Talent. The audience, most of whom looked sceptically at this plump 48-year-old woman, were absolutely amazed when she opened her mouth to sing. Susan Boyle singing I Dreamed a Dream became a YouTube sensation, viewed by 66 million people worldwide, particularly in America. In the years after the show, Susan, or Subo, as she is now known, went on to make 4 best-selling albums, 2 of which topped the charts in the UK and the US. There is even a stage musical of Subo's life called, of course, I Dreamed a Dream. She now travels the world singing, but always returns to the same family home in Scotland.
Tape script 8.2. 1.
The area of London I like best is Soho.
2.
My father, who's a doctor, plays the drums.
3.
The book that I'm reading at the moment is fascinating.
4.
Paul passed his driving test first time, which surprised everybody.
5.
People who smoke risk getting all sorts of illnesses.
6.
I met a man whose main aim in life was to visit every capital city in the world.
7.
The Channel Tunnel, which opened in 1995, is a great way to get from England to France.
8.
What I like best about work is the holidays.
9.
A short, bald man, seen running away from the scene of the crime, is being sought by the police.
Tape script 8.3. 1.
It's raining again.
Oh no, another miserable day when we're stuck indoors.
Cheer up, it's good for the garden.
I don't care about the garden. I need some sunshine.
2.
How was your holiday?
Great, thanks. Just what we needed.
Did you do much?
Not a lot. We just sat by the pool, read books, and took it easy for 2 whole weeks. Absolute bliss.
3.
Have you heard about Dave and Maggie?
No, tell me.
Well, last week they went to a party. Had this huge row in front of all these people and...
Did it get physical?
Oh, yeah. Maggie shoved Dave into a flower pot, told him to get lost and went off with another bloke.
What? I'm amazed. I just can't believe Maggie'd do such a thing. It doesn't sound like her at all.
4.
Come on in. You must be shattered.
Oof, I am. I've been travelling for the past 30 hours, and I haven't slept a wink.
I know. I can never sleep on a plane either. Just sit down, take it easy, and I'll get you a drink.
5.
How's the new job going?
Good, thanks. Very good. But it's quite difficult. I'm having to deal with so many new things. Still, I'm enjoying it all.
I know what you mean.
It's great to be doing something that's so satisfying and meeting so many people from abroad.
Absolutely.
6.
There is just nothing good on TV tonight.
What about that wildlife program?
Do you mean the one about the life of frogs?
Yeah. Does it look any good?
You're kidding. It looks absolute rubbish.
7.
What's the matter with you?
Oh my gosh, I've just put my foot right in it.
What do you mean?
Well, I was talking to that lady over there, and I asked her when her baby was due, and, she told me she wasn't pregnant.
Oh no. That's awful.
Tape script 8.4.
A cool young man was walking slowly down the busy street, lost in thought, listening to music and humming to himself.
Tape script 8.5. 1.
A beautiful long-haired girl was sunbathing drowsily on the wide, white, sandy beach, wearing a fashionable polka-dot bikini.
2.
A huge, bald, angry-looking policeman came running into the crowded room brandishing a gun.
3.
A 10-year-old English boy found a black leather wallet containing €1,000 on the Paris metro.
4.
The once famous ageing actor Kirk Power was seen entertaining a young blonde lady in the expensive French restaurant frequented by many glamorous film stars.
5.
The much-longed-for skiing holiday in Austria was a complete success, enjoyed by every member of the family.
Tape script 8.6. 1.
Did you get very wet in that shower?
Shower? It was a downpour. We're absolutely soaking.
2.
I bet you were quite excited when your team won.
Excited? We were absolutely thrilled.
3.
I'm so pleased you're coming on holiday with us.
Well, I was absolutely delighted to be asked.
4.
Come on. Nobody'll notice that tiny spot on your nose.
They will. I just know they will. It's absolutely enormous.
5.
I thought she looked rather silly in that flowery hat, didn't you?
Silly? She looked absolutely ridiculous.
6.
Oh dear, have you had a bad day at work?
Bad? It was absolutely awful.
Tape script 8.7. 1A.
She's quite clever.
1B.
She's quite clever.
2A.
He's quite nice.
2B.
He's quite nice.
Tape script 8.8. 1A.
The film was quite interesting. You should go and see it.
1B.
The film was quite interesting, but I wouldn't really recommend it.
2A.
I'm quite tired after that last game. Shall we call it a day?
2B.
I'm quite tired, but I'm up for another game if you are.
Tape script 8.9. A night at the Oscars.
I am absolutely amazed and delighted to receive this award. I am truly grateful to all those wonderful people who voted for me. It is extremely rare for a musical to win Best Movie, so this is a huge honour. None of us could have predicted Angel Voice would be such an enormous success. It was an absolutely fantastic movie to do, not only because of all the brilliant people who worked on it, but also because of the incredible amount of stunning new talent we were able to develop. My special thanks go to the gifted writer Clark Miller for the fascinating characters and hilarious script, to Michael Kellerman, the excellent musical director, for the marvellous songs and thrilling musical score, to the set and costume designers for their truly amazing creativity, and last but not least, to my wife Marcia for her priceless support. I absolutely adore you all.
Tape script 8.10. Simone.
Well, it was when I was living in Cairo, and it was in the middle of the summer, so it was extremely hot, between 40 and 45 degrees centigrade. And stupidly, we decided to go dancing. And we went to this nightclub, and we must have danced for hours and hours. And it was very hot inside the nightclub, and we were sweating profusely. And by the time we came out, it was about 5 o'clock in the morning, and we decided, wouldn't it be a great idea to go to the pyramids to see the sunrise? So we jumped in a taxi, and the taxi was also quite stuffy and hot, and we must have been starting to dehydrate at this point. Anyway, we got to the pyramids, and the sun was just starting to come up, and in Egypt, as soon as the sun comes up, the temperature rises dramatically. But we were so excited at seeing the pyramids that we decided just to go and walk and see. At this point, a man approached us and asked us if we wanted to borrow his motorbike or hire his motorbike. And so we said yes. So my friend and I, we jumped onto the motorbike and raced out into the desert, only to find, after about 10-15 minutes, that the motorbike was rather old, and suddenly it broke down. So we were miles from anywhere, and had to push this motorbike to get back. I was the one at the back pushing the motorbike, and of course I was using lots of energy. I was losing a lot of fluid, and it was getting hotter and hotter. Anyway, we ended up having to walk back to the village to give the motorbike back to the man. And by this time we were rather fed up and tired and very hot, so we decided to go home. By the time we got home, I did start to feel a bit strange. I had a bit of a headache, and I decided to go straight to bed. Anyway, I woke up about half an hour later, feeling rather confused and sick, a bit nauseous, and I realised that my brain wasn't working properly, and that in fact I probably had heat exhaustion. Anyway, it wasn't very pleasant, and it was a lesson in what not to do in such temperatures. I've never done that again. I always carry my rehydration salts with me.
Tape script 8.11. Anna.
The time that I was very, very cold was a time when I was working in Russia, in a small town in central Russia, and I was going to see some friends who lived on the outskirts of the town, and they were worried about me getting lost, and they said that they'd come to the tram stop to meet me, but I wanted to be independent, so I told them, don't be silly, of course I'll find it. And on the day of the visit, it was very, very cold. It might have been -30, but it might have been colder than that. And it was so cold that at some of the tram stops and bus stops there were bonfires lit, special street fires to keep people warm. And I think it was a day when the schools were closed, when the children didn't go to school because it was so cold. So I put on all the clothes that I had, all the scarves and jumpers, and I took the tram to the outskirts of the town where my friends lived. And it was right way out to the end of the line. And I got off the tram, which was heated, into this cold, white world. And it was so cold that when you breathed in, little balls of ice formed in your nostrils. You had to keep a scarf over your mouth and nose. About 2 minutes after getting off the tram, my feet and hands were already hurting. They were so cold. So I was walking around trying to find the flat, but it was completely anonymous, this landscape. And there were these huge snow-covered white blocks, these buildings of 15 or 16 floors, but they all looked exactly the same, and I couldn't find the name of the street either. And it was very, very quiet, and the tram had gone. And I began actually to get very frightened because I was feeling so cold. My feet and hands had gone beyond hurting, almost. I couldn't feel them anymore. It was quite difficult to breathe because of the icy scarf over my mouth and nose. And I just couldn't find where they lived. And I asked an old lady the way, but my Russian wasn't good enough. She didn't understand me. And I was beginning to really seriously panic when suddenly in the distance I saw my friends. They'd come to find me, and they took me home.
Tape script 8.12. 1.
We went dancing in temperatures of over 40 degrees centigrade, which was rather a stupid thing to do.
2.
My friends were worried I'd get lost, which was understandable.
3.
We visited the pyramids at sunrise, which was just amazing.
4.
My nostrils actually froze, which is hard to believe.
5.
This motorbike broke down in the desert, which was no laughing matter.
6.
The old lady didn't understand a word I said, which is hardly surprising because my Russian's lousy.
Tape script 8.13. 1.
My sister has just given birth to twins.
2.
Let's go away for the weekend. It's been ages since we've had a break.
3.
I failed my driving test on just one thing. I turned left instead of right.
4.
More than 50 people were injured in the motorway pile-up.
5.
Look at the state of this room. There's stuff everywhere.
6.
It's been pouring down for days.
7.
The phone operator said I had to ring back later, but he wouldn't give me a direct number.
8.
Our dog went missing for 3 days, and then she just turned up, as large as life.
9.
The minister said they would reduce unemployment by 10% in 6 months.
10.
My mum has had a knee operation, but it hasn't really helped her very much.
Tape script 8.14. 1.
How's your steak? Is it okay?
2.
We were all going on holiday to Spain next week. We were really looking forward to it, but my father's been quite ill, so we had to cancel it.
3.
Has Anne had the baby yet? It must be due any time now.
Oh, yes, haven't you heard? She didn't have one baby. She had 3. Tom's the father of triplets.
4.
Mind your head as you come through this door. It's very low.
5.
Do be careful. That bowl's really heavy.
6.
Did you know that they eat horse meat in some countries? And snails? And pig's feet?
7.
Look! Isn't that Peter over there, sitting on his own?
8.
Tomorrow's test has been cancelled.
Tape script 8.15. 1.
How's your steak? Is it okay?
It's absolutely delicious. Just the way I like it.
2.
We were all going on holiday to Spain next week. We were really looking forward to it, but my father's been quite ill, so we had to cancel it.
Oh dear, what a shame. You must be so disappointed.
3.
Has Anne had the baby yet? It must be due any time now.
Oh, yes, haven't you heard? She didn't have one baby. She had 3. Tom's the father of triplets.
Wow, how amazing! Triplets! That'll keep them busy.
4.
Mind your head as you come through this door. It's very low.
Ouch! That really hurt.
I told you that would happen.
5.
Do be careful. That bowl's really heavy.
Whoops. Oh, I dropped it. Sorry about that. Don't worry. I'll get you a new one.
6.
Did you know that they eat horse meat in some countries? And snails? And pig's feet?
Oh, yuck! That's disgusting. You wouldn't catch me eating that.
7.
Look! Isn't that Peter over there, sitting on his own?
Hey, Peter! Come over here and sit with us. Let's have a chat.
8.
Tomorrow's test has been cancelled.
Phew! What a relief. Thank goodness for that. I hadn't done any revising for it at all.